Perhaps you remember me. That's right. It's Deadman. The world, as you know, is in awful shape. And it's all because of the Death Stranding. The dead started to find their way into our midst, crossing over from the other side. We call these entities BTs, Beached Things. When they came into contact with the living, the result was instant annihilation. A void out, leaving nothing but a massive crater in its wake. But that was only the beginning. Strange rain fell from the sky, rapidly aging everything it touched. A phenomenon we came to know as timefall. Structures would rust and collapse, and people grew old in an instant. The world transformed into something completely unrecognizable. Those who survived these changes came to fear both timefall and BTs alike. They withdrew into the remaining cities, which in turn closed their doors to outsiders. People ceased to travel and stopped meeting in person. They grew distant from one another and became further isolated. The social, cultural, and political bonds between humans began to crumble. The Death Stranding was hastening humanity's extinction. Seeing this, Bridget Strand, the last president of the United States of America, founded Bridges, an organization committed to making America whole again and providing a future for all humankind. However, Bridget died before she could realize this ambition. It was you, Sam, who took up her cause and resolved to see it through. Sam, the humble porter, who also possessed the unique powers of a repatriate. The one and only person who could save humanity. So with Bridget's Cupid in hand, and accompanied by the bridge baby Lou, you embarked on a journey across North America. Of course, you had struggles of your own, often phasmophobia, or the fear of being touched. The despair of having lost everything was just too much. But despite it all, you strived to bring people together. By extending the chiral network across the length and breadth of the continent, you would enable the rebirth of the United States as the United Cities of America. You were also to rescue Bridget's daughter, Amelie, who had been taken captive by terrorists. These were the vital missions you were entrusted with, Sam. We, your friends at Bridges, did everything we could to support your efforts. There was our director, Di Hardman, a close associate of Bridget, who was dedicated to fulfilling her final wishes. His commitment to American Reconstructionism was absolute, and for that he was named the first president of the UCA. And of course, Sam, the incomparable Deadman, yours truly. I'd like to think we became the best of friends. As you may recall, I was born from an artificial womb, and over the course of my life was the recipient of numerous organ transplants. I've always got on with the dead. I used to be a coroner. Anyway, I pushed myself physically and mentally to help you and your BB, Lou. Mama and Lochna were twin sisters, as you may remember. Skilled scientists who developed the Cupid, which was essential for chiral network expansion. A personal tragedy caused the two of them to grow apart. But they've since reconciled, with both their souls residing in the same body. Hartman. Every 21 minutes his soul departs his physical form, and for 3 minutes his body is clinically dead. During this temporary death, his soul is sent to the beach. That's why he knows more about the beach and the Death Stranding than anyone else. His knowledge proved indispensable in the execution of your mission, Sam. Fragile. Leader of the private delivery outfit, Fragile Express. Exposure to timefall caused her entire body from the neck down to age significantly. It was the mark of a terrible betrayal. Higgs, a former comrade, used timefall as an instrument of torture, you see. To no surprise, Fragile was hell-bent on getting revenge. But after meeting you, Sam, she had a change of heart. As your friends, we would stop at nothing to see you succeed. But ultimately, crossing the continent was something you had to do on your own, with only Lou for company, and with no end to the forces that stood in opposition. Deadly BTs, unforgiving terrain and unpredictable weather, ruthless terrorists. The list goes on. Without a doubt, your greatest enemy was Higgs. Convinced that humanity deserved to go extinct, he kidnapped Amelie and tried to torment you and countless others. But neither he nor anything else could stop you from achieving your goal. The chiral network was finally completed. The bridge to the future was built. But your ordeal was not yet over. You had to learn the real nature of the Death Stranding. A secret that Amelie had kept hidden from us all this time. And a terrible truth you had to face. But you accepted this final revelation, Sam, and did what had to be done. America rose from the ashes as the UCA. And as the people celebrated your accomplishments, you carried out one final mission in secret. To save your BB. To save Lou. You removed the child from the pod that was their prison and began a new life together. And so it was that the two of you vanished without so much as a trace.
I've always loved porters. Through freezing rain and biting wind, across rivers, mountains, and endless deserts, they come to deliver something priceless, a glimpse of a life I've never known. They're my window, my sole connection to the outside world, and I know they'll be back again today.
Minus 61. Have I ever really loved someone? Do I deserve what I've got? Now the great system's turned to traps and the fears switching sides. I own $1 million worth of stock, but I still won't sleep at night. What is it that I've become? Minus 61. Now the water level rises high in my cold paradise, where men sit in circles and talk numbers I never really liked. The way they think of life as some kind of gamble and watch the city drown. Where is it that I belong? Minus 61. Now the wind cuts the leaves like a knife, and the sun's out of sight. I see the world they build to lose at the trial, what is left and what is right. I made the worst mistake one can make, pretending and playing blind. What is it I'm trying to find?
Okay, time to head home. Easy does it. Sorry, kid. Definitely don't want to fall here. head home before it gets dark. Feel that. Pretty damn shaky. What? Oh shit. Okay, you're all right. Let's go home and get you fed. set. There, we made it. Hey, not bad, little porter. Not bad at all. Okay, Lou. Time for some nom-noms. Come on, open up. There you go. Who's there? Who are you? Fragile?
Were you cooking?
What are you doing here?
Because I'm free.
I've been looking for you.
Nothing's worrying me.
Wow. Lou's growing up fast. You two look good. Like a happy family. Here's a gift. The finest Carol printed diapers.
Thank God. How'd you track us down?
Your neighbor got hooked up to the Carol network. Service now extends to the whole region. I let myself in with this. You can use Carol printers now, too.
Guess it's time we thought about moving. Maybe further south. You know, I'm surprised you used the front door for once.
My jumping days are behind me. Overdoing it left me with some kind of syndrome. They call it jump shock.
You care for a drink?
Thank you, but no. I should get straight to the point.
Business, huh? I mean, for a moment there, I thought maybe you wanted to catch up.
I have a job for you. Take it, and that whole mess over how you left Bridges will be wiped from the record. You won't have to live in hiding anymore.
What about Lou?
That's a little more complicated. We're talking about a Bridges asset. You'll have to work it out. Sam, you brought America together. Helped it be reborn as the UCA. But I'm afraid that Death Stranding is far from over. Humanity is still in danger. Still on the brink of extinction. Don't act like you don't see it. A lot of things changed after you went off on your own. Especially within the UCA. Bridges no longer oversees the distribution network. They withdrew once things were up and running. So your friends and co-workers all went their separate ways. And that's not all. Die Hard Man is not the president of the UCA anymore. In case you're wondering who's handling distribution now, A Pass 4000 has revolutionized the whole process. It utilizes the Carol network to manage and carry out deliveries. Within network coverage, there's no need to rely on human porters anymore. And no need for Fragile Express, of course. So after I closed up shop, I went and started a new group. One that handles work in regions outside the UCA. We decided to call ourselves Drawbridge. And we still require the services of human porters that can work outside the network. Preferably ones with dooms who can sense BTs. Sam, I'm asking you to go to Mexico. To extend the Carol network to the south. Just like you did when you went out west.
You're asking, or is this coming from the UCA?
Both. The UCA came to Drawbridge, and now I'm coming to you. So, what do you say? Chiralium contamination is severe. Some areas have it worse than anything you experienced back in the UCA. The timefall storms are growing more intense as well. And, as you can imagine, everything in their path is subject to temporal acceleration. Objects and structures degrade rapidly, while animals and humans grow old and frail in the blink of an eye. Timefall often precedes the appearance of BTs there too. So you should do everything you can to stay out of it as much as possible. There are many other dangers, though. The rivers can flood in an instant, and earthquakes happen daily. Mexico has no shortage of beached things. Spirits of the dead washed up from the other side were stranded there just like everywhere else. Any human corpse that hasn't been properly disposed of will become a BT. And any living human that comes into contact with a BT will get dragged into the depths of the tar. Giant BTs can and will emerge from the tar as well. And if they succeed in consuming a living human being, they'll trigger a void out, destroying everything nearby in a massive explosion. Several Mexican cities were wiped off the map in this way. The survivors have since become divided and isolated. As most people cannot see BTs, they live in fear of them, and that fear has made them too terrified to venture outside.
Seriously, why me?
There are several reasons I thought of you for this job. Deadman, for one. He's currently working at a lab in southern Mexico. I don't know the details, but the research they're conducting there is important. Very important. And there are certain things he'd like to tell you in person.
Well, that was one reason. You got more?
I do. And this one's serious. There is some BT territory near that lab I mentioned. They monitor the chiralium levels, and recently, they've observed unusual activity. The cause is still unclear, but they seem to think there's a good chance a massive BT is headed their way. And if they're right, then I want you there, ready to kill it before it kills them. Don't forget, Sam. You were the first person in the world to ever take out a BT.
Guess that makes sense. But something's still bugging me.
What?
All this talk about extending the network into Mexico. Isn't the UCA basically expanding their territory? Taking control? Claiming it for their own?
Sam, it's not like that. They're not trying to take over the world. They just want to link up new areas with the chiral network. Like the internet before the Death Stranding. Public infrastructure to connect people. Which is why, instead of turning to an established government agency like Bridges, the UCA contracted a private organization, like ours, who then decided to employ the services of a freelancer like yourself. So please, Sam, won't you help us out?
Raindrops are falling on my head, and just like the guy's feet are too big for his head, nothing seems to fit. Those raindrops are falling on my head.
Not bad, little porter. Not bad at all.
And I said I didn't like the way he got things done. Sleeping
Okay,
on the
Lou. Time
job.
for some nom-noms.
Those raindrops
all right.
So you'll do it?
Uh-huh. What about Lou, though? It's not like I can take my kid with me. If I do this, can you hold the fort for me while I'm gone? Play babysitter?
We're inside the network. There's a child care app I can use. It'll be fine. The lab is only a few days away. I promise he'll be back before you know it. Link up the region as you head south, and come home safe. We'll be waiting.
All right.
Go on. Slide it on your thumb.
Like a ring? Huh.
Try sticking your thumb out, like you're giving me a like. Access your ring terminal to view the map. From here you can check order details, as well as the cargo for delivery. Now then, let's review the mission that you'll be undertaking on behalf of Drawbridge. Your destination is a research lab in southern Mexico. When you arrive, you'll need to use the Cupid to connect it to the chiral network. Chiral communication utilizes the beach, where time barely passes. Using the Cupid in conjunction with a delivery terminal will allow us to initiate a zero-time massive data transmission. But because of the distance, it's not feasible to head straight to the lab to establish a connection. You'll need to use the way stations to extend network coverage until you're close enough to get the lab online. Your first stop is C1, Ciudad Nuda del Norte. Bring them a delivery and welcome them into the network. Improper corpse disposal remains a serious problem in Mexico. With every additional corpse that spawns a BT, the risk of a void out grows even higher. C1 in particular is struggling to handle this issue. But once they're online, we can give them the technology they need to address the situation. Why don't you take a look at the cargo you're carrying by opening the menu? You can access useful information about your deliveries via your ring terminal. To review the cargo currently in your possession, select Cargo Management. This is the cargo you'll need to deliver. Be sure to get it to its destination in one piece. It's an excellent idea to place the most important cargo in your backpack. We've given you some additional equipment. It can be carried in pouches or in special hooks, just like cargo. All these weapons can be used to incapacitate humans without killing them. So there is no need to worry about causing a void out. Be sure to weigh your various options as you load up. Return to the menu when everything looks good to go. Finally, before heading out, make sure to plot your delivery route. Return to the map. See your destination? There's a river you'll need to cross to get there. There are bandits in the area too. Armed groups that have attacked borders in the past. Think about what route you might take from your current location.
Commencing route creation.
When you plot a route on the map, you'll see what hazards you may run into along the way. You can face these challenges head-on, or try to find a way around them. How you get to your destination is up to you, but think it over before getting underway.
Delivery route finalized.
Latest model Cupid. Just completed. We decided to put a hold on network expansion until it was ready to go. Like last time, you'll be using it to welcome people into a whole new world. It won't be any harder than before either. The Chiral network terminals are ready and waiting. Bridges saw to that. Emily's expedition split into two groups midway. The first continued west, while the second cut south into Mexico. But again, they were only able to lay the groundwork. Until you bring those terminals online with the Cupid, the network can't grow. Hungry?
No.
No more baby food for you.
Don't you get fragile any trouble, I'm gone. Don't you break my kid.
Now who wants to eat?
All right, let's get this done. get it done. Been a while since I held a gun. Come on, Sammy boy.
Can anybody hear me?
Get it together, man. Come on, what you got? Let's do this. We're in enemy territory now. Let's go.
Buen dia, Sam. ID confirmed. Welcome, Sam.
Security measures lifted. Weapons detected. Be advised that usage is restricted inside facility grounds.
Access the delivery terminal to process your orders and requests. Decontamination in progress. No anomalies detected. Welcome, Sam.
You must be Sam. It can't have been easy to come this far south. You're here to bring us onto the chiral network, right? Ah, that's a relief. We'll be able to dispose of corpses properly once you've got us online. That'll be one less thing for our residents to worry about. Anyway, I believe you have some cargo for me, yes? Guessing you ran into some trouble on the way? Everything's in decent enough condition, so it's all good. We wrote this stuff off as lost. Thanks for bringing it in. It's just like everyone says. You're a man that people can rely on. Okay, use your Cupid to bring us online. The chiral gateway you brought us should allow us to establish a connection between Mexico and the UCA. And with state-of-the-art tech at our disposal, we can finally solve a lot of our problems.
Chiral network coverage successfully expanded. Commencing data collection. Now displaying your current Porter grade. Porter grade increased. Congratulations.
Chiral network connection confirmed. And now we can begin fabricating the latest corpse disposal equipment. Until recently, we've been dealing with our dead by burying them in tar, but that solution was growing untenable. We should be okay moving forward. I really can't thank you enough. You must be exhausted after your long journey. We've prepared a private room for your exclusive use. There are countless dangers in these parts. You should rest until you're fully recovered. Don't push on until you're ready. Please, stay here before you set out again. Well, our corpse disposal problem is no longer an issue thanks to you. But there's nothing we can do to get rid of the BT area we created. Fear of BTs and damage from timefall and chiralium exposure will continue to be a concern. And let's not forget about the bandits willing to attack travelers and facilities. But so long as we remain connected to the network, we'll have access to new tools and technologies to help combat these threats. You brought us more than a connection to the outside. You brought us hope. As I mentioned before, we've been taking them to a nearby tar pit and dropping them in. Unfortunately, we took it too far. And it wasn't long before the whole pit turned into a BT area. In trying to prevent the emergence of BTs, we ended up facilitating their creation. And with the constant timefall in the vicinity, gyro contamination has only grown worse. All these problems have contributed to an increased suicide rate, which in turn has resulted in even more bodies that we've had no way to dispose of properly. But thanks to the chiral network, we can now fabricate the corpse disposal facilities that we lack. Everything's going to be all right. Thank you again for everything. I'll get started right away on preparing your next order for you. By the time you wake up, it should be good to go. You'll just need to access the delivery terminal here. I hope I can count on you.
Lou.
Are you alright? If you're worried about Lou, don't be. I'll admit, the stuff is pretty new to me, but the app has been a big help. Figuring out why a baby's crying, getting the milk just warm enough. It's had the perfect advice for every situation.
Hi.
So, how does it feel to be back in the saddle?
Work's same as it ever was. It's the first time I've been away from Lou.
We're fine. Trust me. Just focus on the road, okay?
Yeah.
Blood volume and stamina at optimal levels. No irregularities detected at this time.
Departing facility. New order available. Please review and confirm.
Good morning, Sam. Did you have a good rest? We're already making progress in addressing the corpse disposal situation here. Once again, I've got to thank you for that. If you access the delivery terminal, you'll find that you can fabricate equipment for yourself now too. We have some materials on hand here that you can use to make supplies for your journey. Take as much as you need. Now, we don't have all the same schematics in Mexico that you have access to in the UCA. But as you link up more facilities to increase chiral network bandwidth and improve your connection level with the locals, we should be able to share all kinds of new data with you, expanding your fabrication options further. I heard that you're planning to extend chiral network coverage to the south, down as far as that research facility. So go ahead and pick up the order I posted for you. I'll explain the finer details of the mission while you look at the map provided by ABAS.
Please select an item to fabricate.
Your next destination is Villa Libre. The people there don't have enough medical equipment to meet their needs. If you bring them this delivery, you'll be sure to earn their trust. And once you've done that, you'll have an easier time convincing them to become part of the chiral network. Timefall is coming down hard in this area. Cargo containers that are exposed to timefall will begin to degrade. If you carry container repair spray with you, you can use it to mitigate these effects before it becomes a problem. Keep an eye out for the rivers and bandit camps in the area too. Hazards like these can make your life much harder. On your way to Villa Libre, you might pass a post box we built. We left behind some spare equipment in its shared locker. If you see it, take a look inside. Everything is yours to use as you deem fit. There should be materials in there too, enough to fabricate something if you like. Also, if you have any extra equipment, you can use the box to donate it to other people. With a moment's generosity, you can make another porter's day. Finally, each postbox has a private locker which can be used to store equipment for later use, and a recycle feature that will turn any unneeded items into materials. So what do you think? Have enough information to plan your journey to Villa Libre? Take your time to finalize your route.
Commencing route creation. Delivery route finalized.
This order calls for some pretty hefty cargo to be sure. But don't forget to take into account all the other extras you'll need to carry to get the job done. Every piece of equipment you take also adds to your overall weight. So think carefully about your loadout. Try to pick critical items that won't weigh you down and wear you out when combined with your cargo. Run out of stamina halfway through a delivery, and you're in for a world of hurt.
Make all necessary preparations for your delivery. When everything is in order, head out. A new feature has been made available for use.
Order accepted. Thank you.
Site detected nearby.
Thank you, Sam. That's the spirit.
I'm counting on you, my friend.
Remember to rest, Sam.
Disengaging weapons restrictions.
Take care, Sam.
Warning, flight risk elevated.
Definitely not alone. Enough already.
You're Sam, right? Did the Timefall give you a lot of trouble? Thanks for making the trip. Allow me to assess the condition of your cargo. It does not look too bad. Thanks for the delivery. Did not think we would ever get this back, but seems I was wrong. Thank you so much for bringing it in. I have to say, this was well worth the wait. I had a feeling you wouldn't let me down. Time to connect the Cupid. Once we're part of the chiral network, we'll be able to use these remote medical units you brought. I can get myself checked out as well. We've all been looking forward to this. So go ahead and link us up.
Now displaying your current order grade.
Chiral communications have been established. Now I can finally use one of these medical units to assess the condition of the child I'm carrying. I just pray they're strong and healthy. The elderly residents here will also be happy to receive proper medical care. Oh, seems like you should be capable of fabricating PCCs now as well. Probably thanks to the chiral network expansion and the resulting increase in total bandwidth. Of course, every additional structure will eat into that bandwidth, but there should be more than enough to support anything you build. Within reason, that is. There's one other problem we've been dealing with lately, though. It's not a critical issue, so I've posted an aid request with further details. If you're interested, you can check it out via your Ring terminal. I'm not sure. I should have given birth to my child ages ago. But for some reason, the fetus seems to have stopped growing at 7 months. If something's wrong with my body, I can't tell what it is. And not knowing is driving me insane. But with one of our new medical units, I might finally be able to get answers. I want to believe I can still bring this child into the world someday. The only people that still live here other than myself are elderly. The last of the younger residents decided to risk it all and leave for Ciudad Nudo del Norte a while back. Too many bandits in these parts. Like the one I used to be. We took what we wanted and didn't care about anyone but ourselves. But after I got pregnant, I realized I could not keep living like that. I had to clean up my act. Start living for someone else. My friends didn't understand at all, so they ditched me, left me to wander on my own, until the people here agreed to take me in. Even though the poor souls are struggling with all kinds of health issues. That's why we put in the order for these remote medical units. Some of the cargo we had stored here was washed away during a massive flood. The water carried it into bandit territory, so we're in no position to reclaim it ourselves. I know this isn't the sort of thing a porter like you normally does, but if you're willing and able, please, check the aid request. All of the relevant details should be available for review on that ring terminal you're wearing. You can use it to confirm the cargo's location. So, if your travels happen to take you out that way, we'd really appreciate the help. A new order has just come through for you. Looks like the residents of the C1 South Distribution Center need you to recover some cargo from a bandit encampment and bring it to them. You can review the specifics of the order when you get around to accepting it. So once you're good to go, access the delivery terminal here to get underway. I'll share additional info with you as soon as you do so.
Order completed. Well done.
Okay, Sam. Are you ready? Then I'll bring you up to speed with what I know. The order you've undertaken is to recover chiral density gauges that have been stolen by bandits and taken back to their base. The base is located in some overgrown ruins, so you'll have a hard time getting a clear view of it. You might want to construct a watchtower nearby before you charge in. With it, you can get a better handle on the situation and improve your odds of getting the job done quietly. But that's not all, of course. Other porters are also able to make use of your structures. This way, you can help out the people who follow in your footsteps through this area. Think about what I told you and finalize your route. Best of luck to you out there.
Commencing route creation. Delivery route finalized. Commencing route creation. Delivery route finalized.
Order accepted. Thank you.
You'll stop by again. What? Sam?
Disengaging weapons restrictions.
Take care, Sam. Cold levels tolerably tolerable.
Warning. Analysis confirms that these hostile life forms are chiral creatures.
Brennan Barrett.
That's the spirit.
Can anybody hear me? I can hear you.
Thanks for the help. Done and done.
Shortly.
out there?
creation. Delivery route finalized.
Don't slack off.
Is from the radio. Everything we breathe is never what they see. Feeling rather strange, waiting for a change, fearing what's to come, acting kind of dumb. I'm indigo and violet and blue. I'm so in love with you. And everything you ever want is here.
Somebody lend me a hand!
Giving up another one too dear.
Good evening, Sam. ID confirmed. Welcome, Sam.
Security measures lifted. Weapons detected. Be advised that usage is restricted inside facility grounds.
Access the delivery terminal to process your orders and requests.
My name's Sam!
Chiral decontamination in progress. No anomalies detected. Welcome, Sam.
Hola, you're Sam, right? I assume you're here to drop off that stolen cargo of ours? With those chiral density gauges in our possession, we'll be able to determine where BGs are likely to appear in the future. So, let's get a look at those containers and see if we're good to go. Keep going. You sure know how to take care of your cargo. Picked this up while you were out and about, huh? Thanks. We really needed it. I just have to say that you're an absolutely incredible porter. Looks like our chiral density gauges are just about good to go. So, let's see what that Cupid of yours can do.
Now displaying your current porter grade.
It's high time we got on the chiral network. Our BT research should go a hell of a lot faster now. We just shared some data with you that'll let you fabricate blood grenades, a kind of anti-BT weapon, and build timefall shelters too. I think you'll find both very useful. The chiral density gauges you brought us have been safely integrated into our systems. We can resume all distribution center operations and get back to business as usual. A lot of lives are gonna be saved thanks to you. So, you probably think timefall shelters are only good for getting out of the rain, right? Wrong. Our timefall shelters are different, you see. After extensive research and development, we were able to outfit them with a system that disperses a BT repellent fluid. So if you've got one on your tail and it's about to grab you, these shelters are the perfect way out. Only downside is that the repellent has a limited supply, so make sure you don't run low. It has other perks too. The shelter can purify timefall and convert it into drinkable water, allowing you to top up your canteen on the go. We've posted an aid request so you can fabricate a shelter to see how it works. Researchers at other facilities are also in the process of looking into how various structures might be improved. As you expand chiral network coverage, we'll be able to share information and coordinate our efforts more effectively. And I'm sure we will all make even faster progress as a result. So keep on doing what you do and linking up places for us. It's one of the fruits of our joint effort with the lab to develop anti-BT tech. Up until now, our primary weapons against these entities have been created with the blood of doom sufferers. And so, production is wholly reliant upon regular donations from rare individuals like yourself. Securing a stable supply has been difficult. But you'd know all about that, given your experiences with the UCA. But this weapon utilizes synthetic blood with all the same anti-BT properties. Derived from samples taken from doom sufferers, it can be produced at scale to meet demand. And despite its artificial nature, it's actually proven to be more potent than the genuine article. So you can think of our new weapon as a more full-blooded version of the hematic grenade it replaces. In any case, we won't need to ask you for your blood ever again, so rest easy. If you want to test it out, we have some training facilities here at the distribution center. Feel free to access the delivery terminal and give them a try. This whole area is a chiralium-rich environment, so there's a much higher risk of BTs showing up. We've been coordinating with the research lab nearby, sharing data, etc. All to help develop BT avoidance and elimination solutions. One of the largest void outs ever recorded happened down south, don't forget, giving rise to a massive tar belt. So massive that it completely cut us off from the land beyond. We can't afford to let that kind of tragedy repeat itself here. But between the cargo you've delivered to us and our new connection to the chiral network, I think we got a shot. We're gonna make it through this. By the way, you're planning to visit the research lab, yeah? You'll have to pass through some dangerous territory then. We'll do a quick survey of the chiral density, so you might not want to leave right away. And let's not forget that you just tackled one of our toughest orders on record. Tell you what, we got a nice private room here that you can use to catch your breath. We'll get started on prepping the cargo for your next run in the meantime.
Fine. You guys?
The facility's intact, but the research lab might have taken a hit. The local chiralium levels appear to be rising. Better hurry over there, Sam. Head to the delivery terminal upstairs and check their order.